Hello, and welcome to ENN On Air, our digital news show giving you the stories of today. I'm Eliza Tews.
And I'm Michael Wolf. Thank you for joining us.
Gas prices are continuing to surge as we get closer to Thanksgiving travel. And right down the street at Circle K, gas starts at $3.27. But by the time you leave on Friday, it might be even higher. Our Anne-Marie Bonner spoke with experts who say that prices will keep going up.
Soon-to-be teacher and Elon student Eleanor Irian says current gas prices are making her worry about affording to fill up in the future.
I'm scared that I'm not going to have enough. And I've noticed that some of my friends have stopped driving places and stopped going out of the Elon town because they can't afford gas anymore. And that's pretty terrifying.
It cost her just over $31 to fill up her tank today. As a part-time worker, she says that's 2 days worth of her pay. AAA Carolina spokesperson Tiffany Wright says these high prices are probably here to stay until the end of the year.
We are seeing some of the highest gas prices we've seen, from 7 to 8 years if we're looking at what we've seen for Thanksgiving travel. So we do expect that we're probably going to see some of the highest gas prices we've seen since 2013, 2014. So people are going to be paying a lot more for gas, but they're still going to travel.
In order to use gas efficiently, Wright says there's certain tips to keep in mind, like shopping smart when you're headed on your road trip. Gas stations right off the highway are going to have the cheapest prices. The farther you head into towns, the more expensive it is. Wright says to avoid going too fast and not to make sudden stops. And with that, be smart about using your air conditioner because it burns gas. For Irian, she's worried about making it home to Washington, D.C.
I hope that I can make it home, but like today, for example, when I came in, I was on empty because I was hoping that maybe if I waited a little bit longer, then the prices would go down some, but they just haven't.
AAA says the average starting price today for the Burlington area is $3.28. So if you're offering rides to the airports this weekend, make sure you check the updated gas prices before you set your rate. For those tips and more you need to know before hitting the road, visit our website, elonnewsnetwork.com.
Raleigh-Durham International Airport is expecting a high number of travelers this weekend, and Elon students are among the many heading home for the Thanksgiving holiday. With airlines short-staffed and bookings above pre-pandemic levels, travelers may be met with turbulence before they board. Director of Media Relations at RDU, Stephanie Hawko, says the airport is working to make travel as smooth as possible.
We know that we need to staff up for the holidays, and we do that on a regular basis. The labor challenge has been a shortage. As you mentioned, it's hitting the airlines, it's hitting concessionaires in terms of restaurants and stores. So that is something that I think we're dealing with as an airport, just like the country is dealing with as a whole.
This after a water leak damaged an electrical distribution center at RDU, causing a nearly 6-hour power outage in Terminal 2 on Friday. Hawko says she doesn't anticipate having any difficulties related to the leak in the days ahead.
It was a difficult day. We want to apologize to everybody who has suffered an inconvenience and a disruption in their flight schedules. We know that was a really tough day, but we don't anticipate that happening again next week.
Hawko advises travelers to book parking in advance and arrive at least 2 hours before their flight. To see your flight status, see at RDU Airport on Twitter. And if you're flying out of Greensboro, see their website, flyfrompto.com.
Beginning today, Campus Kitchen, Elon Dining, and United Way of Alamance County are hosting a Thanksgiving-themed non-perishable food drive. The goal is to fill up the Elon Dining catering truck by this Friday. Items can be donated to specified locations on campus or Lakeside Dining Hall through this Friday. Donating 5 or more cans is equivalent to 1 meal voucher, which is good for a free meal anywhere on campus. Students who have +7, +14, or block meal plans can stop by the designated table in the Mosley Center and donate a meal swipe instead of items. Donations benefit the Salvation Army and the Healing Station.
As Elon's campus grows, some students with physical disabilities are concerned about getting around. Arnaya Pengzadi has more.
A lamppost, a staircase, or an uneven pathway. All things you might not think twice about, but make all the difference for students with physical disabilities on campus.
Okay, that car's not going to stop. That's great.
Sophomore Victor Gaspar was born visually impaired. With good lighting, what might look like this to us looks more like this to him. Gaspar says he can get around campus on his own, But when he walks in darker areas, he sometimes questions where he's headed next.
Am I actually going to veer off into the wrong place, which wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. I'd be able to find my way around, but it's just not as convenient if, it takes me longer to get to a place.
Navigating campus can also be difficult for sophomore Ella Nutt, who gets around in a partially motorized wheelchair. She says some crosswalks have caused her chair to flip over.
Hold on. For the first little bit, it was kind of scary going over that crosswalk, because it was kind of like, oh, am I gonna like I really have to be careful about how I approach that crosswalk.
In a statement to ENN, Director of Landscaping and Grounds Scott Stevens says, quote, "With a campus that is constantly growing, there are always challenges. Elon University's campus has standards for walkways and also complies with ADA requirements." Gaspar says before settling in his freshman year at Elon, he walked around campus with a guide through disability services. And though he knows most paths now, he still likes to explore.
As time goes on, you just learn more paths and you just connect things, and that's kind of how I am now. I'm like, oh, well, maybe today's a day that I'll just go pick out a random path and see where it goes.
Naya Pingsati, Elon Local News.
Stevens says if students have any areas of campus in need of repairs, they can visit fixit.elon.edu.
Well, that's all the news we have for you this evening. For all you need to know when we're not on air, visit elonnewsnetwork.com.
Or follow us on social media at Elon News Network.
Have a great night, Elon, and happy Thanksgiving.